Alright, make sure everybody knows we're streaming if you don't want your audio switch.
Building.
Alright, Phantom, keep watching the rear. Or Scorpion, keep watching the rear. Let Phantom engage that right-hand side. Unless he calls for backup. Because if someone comes up the rear or somebody's coming up the right, you guys are in trouble.
That truck's trying to get away. That truck's tailing it out of here.
So you're moving together and you're communicating. As you're moving, you're watching each other's sectors. Don't take your eyes off your sectors when you move. It's a little hard in a video game, but keep that in mind as you move, and it will subconsciously happen. Make sure everybody's set before you move to the next location, too. And one more building, I think you guys got it, and we can throw in something else, and then try it against real enemies. Yep, make sure you communicate when you're reloading, too. Alright, so now you guys got that. Very good. Now we're going to do it where we're going to actually learn how to suppress an enemy. And then, let me send this text real quick. We're going to learn to suppress an enemy, and then we're going to actually use the bounding and break in twos. Give me 1 sec to send this text. So make sure everybody's looking at where each other are at, where everybody's at here.
Yeah, 1 sec.
My phone's not working. Alright. So now we're going to set on this corner. So everybody gets their position where we're set. And let's say I'm the enemy. So theoretically you would have 4 people because you always want to go in buddy teams. Okay? But always go in twos. Alright, and Scorpion, you're in the rear, so you can be facing whatever direction. Just make sure you're still watching the rear. Alright. And now, who's that? Is Phantom. Watch to the left-hand side. You're watching these buildings here to make sure guy doesn't come around here. And you're going to have to branch out your sector a little bit because you're only 3 people. So, Scorpion, you kind of got the back and a little bit towards the right-hand side. And Battle, you should be watching on the street. You should also be kind of keeping an eye on this hill where the ping is. Make sure nobody comes up there. Just to give you a general idea. Now, let's say I'm the enemy, okay? So, I'm up this hill. So, what you would do is I'm your bad guy. And you see me around the corner, right? So, go ahead and, Battle, you're going to engage me. And you're going to keep me suppressed. Now, the guy, you're number 2... which would be Phantom, because he's right behind you. He's going to be the point. You're going to, Phantom, you're going to direct. Oh, I don't have an echo. I can take my thing off and put it back in 1 sec. Oh. Okay, Battle, you're also going to want to be behind cover. You always want to engage the enemy from behind cover. So go ahead and Phantom back up. Battle, you're still at that wall taking cover. You're engaged the enemy from cover. Your job is to keep them suppressed. I'll go back up there in a minute. Your job is to suppress that enemy with gunfire. Now, Phantom, you've got the point. You're going to watch the front, and your Scorpion, you're going to watch the rear, and you're going to move around and flank the enemy. So and theoretically the 4th guy would be watching your back, Battle. So doing what we've been doing this whole time, you're going to direct where you and Scorpion are going to go using the same cover-to-cover principle, watching each other's sectors as you move up to my location and find the flank point, where you guys are behind cover, but I'm not. So go ahead, Battle, you suppress me, I'm going up the hill, and Phantom, you've got the lead. I'm gonna actually go in this building because it's a little more complicated.
We're gonna take cover over here.
Alright, Battle, you see me? Alright. There you go. Keep me suppressed so I can't pop my head up.
Move up the hill.
Stay behind cover, Battle. You're staying there, suppressing me. You're walking out in the open, I'm hitting you. Yeah. Nope, they're moving. We're breaking into twos. So you would have a guy covering you. You're just going to be suppressed. So you guys, I can see up the hill. I'm shooting you. So go around another spot. So you guys backtrack. Direct them around another spot so you guys can't be seen. You're going to try to sneak around me without being seen. And keep watching each other's sectors as you're moving up.
We'll move up. Building that ahead.
There you go, Battle. You're just keeping me suppressed. Your job is to distract me and make sure I can't move from this area.
Red building. Move forward. And then turn right here. Actually, no, we're just gonna take cover behind the building. And then right here. Bam.
Boom, then you got me. Alright, that's the flanking principle. Now, you guys are going to cover. Me and Battle we're going to be a team. You guys are going to stay where you're at. We're going to regroup with you. So, Battle, before you move up, you're going to direct. I've got your rear. You're going to tell me where to go, and you're going to regroup with them. You guys up the hill are going to keep covering each other. So go ahead, Battle. You got point. Yep, good. Let me know when you're moving so I can cover you. Alright, now we're regrouped. Now, same principle. Everybody step back into your position. Who's point guy? We'll go to this corner here. Alright. Now, I'll present a new enemy threat, and you're going to use the same principle to break into twos, suppress. When you suppress, you always want to go to cover. We'll cover that before we go out on an actual mission with people. So...
I'll do it. Yeah, I got it.
Alright, so I'm your new enemy threat. Everybody see me? So I haven't showed you guys how to dodge for cover. Theoretically, you would be dodging for cover here before you engage me. But just for the training principle, pretend you're behind cover. Now I'm engaging you guys. You're gonna have one guy suppress me and two others are gonna go and flank me. So go ahead and you start to flank who's ever second. Remember, go to an area where I can't see you guys move. There you go. Okay, so that's flanking. Right? Everybody's got the flanking? Alright. Last two things we're going to cover, then we'll do it on a mission. So everybody come down here. You want to present an enemy where he can't escape, so let's find a good spot. Let's say I'm back in this little corner. There's not really too many places for me to go to. So you guys are, say, over at this wall here. This is your cover. So everybody's stacked up on the wall, who's ever got the lead. Fall into your fire sectors. Hey Sarge, how's it going? So everybody's got their fire sectors. So the guy in the rear, which is Scorpion's got the rear. Alright, so I'm the guy at the corner now, right? So same principle of flanking, but we're going to add another element, okay? You're going to make sure that while you guys are simultaneously flanking and suppressing me, so I can't move from this area because of the suppression fire, right? You guys are going to come around and cut me off. Let's say you come to this location to cut me off so that I can't escape. And you're going to throw a grenade at me. So right now, go ahead, who's ever in front. If you're out of ammo, don't worry about it or switch to your pistol. Just pretend you're suppressing me. And then Scorpion and Phantom, you go around to flank me. And go ahead and... is that Battle? Go ahead and lop a grenade over at me. And then you two immediately start to coordinate to flank me. Boom. See there? I can't move. I either get blown up or I run into your shot. You see how that works? So I'm forced then to be blown up by the grenade or to run into your shot. While simultaneously, the other two guys are going to flank me and cutting me off. That's kind of how you want to keep the enemy boxed in at all times. Same thing when you go up the stairs. We'll cover room entries later. When you go upstairs, when you go indoors, always frag it. Always make sure the enemy has multiple things going on at once. Same with angles. So if we're spread out, if I've got 2 guys on the car here, so go ahead, 2 guys line up over here, or at least 1 guy lines up over here. So I'll say whoever wants to come up first, boom. And then you 2 are at the corner there, and then I'm back in my spot. Now you see how I'm spread out, right? So I can't hit Scorpion and Battle and hit Phantom, but you all 3 of you guys can hit me, right? Now throw in an element of flanking with a grenade, I'm in trouble. So this is exactly how you want to keep the enemy boxed in at all times. Always present him with more than 1 angle of attack, and always present him with more dilemmas to deal with. So like say a frag grenade, I have to expose myself to fire or multiple angles where the enemy can hit me, or I get blown up. Alright, and that brings us to our pie principle, if you guys remember from last time, where I have to actually engage Scorpion in battle and then turn around to Phantom. I don't just want to come right out there, have 2 different guys in 2 different angles and try to shoot them both, because I'll get killed while I'm shooting one, the other will get me. So I want to make sure I angle myself just enough to where I can hit the one guy and then the next, but I only expose myself to one area of attack at a time and shield myself from the other areas. I also want to be sneaky, so if I'm going low or in a different area where I dove for cover, I'm doing something unconventional. Can everybody see how I'm popping out? Where you don't expect me. You expect me just to come around the corner. Right? Yeah, everybody expects me to come around the corner. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to only expose myself to one guy, but I'm going to do it in a way where you guys don't expect me to pop my head out. Right? So I'm being sneaky. And you don't want to die for the area of you just dove for cover, because the enemy will expect it. So these are all basic principles, which we'll retouch on later. The last thing is to cover. You always make sure you're in cover. So if everybody's moving down the street here, so everybody cover the fire sector. Let's do a wedge formation to do this principle. So everybody line up behind me. You always, when you want to go through streets and cover, there's a certain way to go down a street to make sure you're safe. We're going to ignore that for training purposes, just so I can show you guys this exercise. But there's another way to go down streets. This would be dangerous if you really did this down the street. So, but for this one, a wedge formation is basically like a uncompleted triangle. A triangle without a bottom, an arrow point. So somebody's going to be towards my left. Somebody's going to be towards my right. So you say yeah, exactly. Phantom, you're going to stand right here. Or Battle, you're going to stand here. And Scorpion, you're going to stand here. And yeah, I guess Phantom, you can go back here if you want to create like a diamond, or you can take a far left. It usually keeps going left or right. Okay, so let's say, see how this is? Everybody see this angle? Now you can spread this out. You can keep this formation tight. You can spread it out. It's used to cover ground. So if I have to go across the whole field, we kind of keep this half triangle and we all spread out. You have, say, 4 or 5 guys in each section of the triangle moving out from different meters from each other, and that's how you dominate an area. That's called a basic wedge formation. So we're going to take the wedge formation where everybody's covering their sectors. So Phantom, you've got the front, okay, and Scorpion, you're going to get kind of to the left. Battle, you're going to get towards the right. I'm going to get towards the rear. And we're going to kind of move up using this wedge formation. So let's move forward, all watching each other's sectors, okay? So go ahead, Phantom, you've got point. We're moving up. Just move down the street. And we're moving up. And as you're kind of moving, as you're watching each other's sectors, moving at the same pace, which is kind of slow, everybody can see, because you technically will have your gun up as you're moving. So you're ready to shoot. Everybody can kind of see how they're moving together, keeping this formation, yeah? So go ahead, keep going up that street. Now, I'm going to be an enemy target. And your job is to dive for cover. The minute I come out, you're going to, don't worry about the details, just worry about getting subconscious, instinctive memory, dive for cover. You're going to dive for whatever cover you can. Okay? Now, so I'm coming out, I'm the enemy. Boom, I'm shooting at you guys. Everybody run for cover. The first cover they see. Okay, now you guys, that's how you dive for cover, so nobody gets hit. So if you find you have no cover, you want to get the cover. Cover is the most important. Now everybody's kind of scattered, so you want to keep watching each other's sectors. So right here, Battle, you know that you're kind of watching where the target is. Okay, Phantom, you can see kind of the left side out this window where somebody could come up and flank Battle. So you're watching this side here. Okay? And Scorpion, you've got the other side of the street and kind of the rear. You can see what's going on if somebody comes up the right, if somebody comes up down the street from where you guys just came. So everybody kind of wants to resume watching each other's sectors to make sure nobody flanks their friends, all right? So everybody come back into the wedge formation again and start moving up the street. And I got hit by a car. And they want to pick me up. Always be careful of cars when you're aimlessly walking down the street out of cover. Alright. Alright, so everybody's back in your wedge formation. We'll try this 2 more times and then I'll let you guys do a mission. Alright, so you guys go ahead and let me get up the street. Go ahead and start moving up, watching each other's fire sectors and make sure no enemy comes out.
Would you look at that? Pretty good sized city considering the location.
Now an enemy's presented himself.
Everything is built around the oil refinery.
Everybody run for cover. Once you get the cover, I'm going to come out as different enemies, and I'm going to flank you, so make sure you're watching each other's backs now. Before you guys have a chance to regroup, just make sure you're set and you're watching to make sure the enemy doesn't flank. So the guy the closest to the enemy is watching the enemy locations. The guys behind them are kind of watching the left and right, same thing. The guy in the rear is watching the rear. So if I come out, boom, you got me there. If I come here, there you go. And the last one, so kind of see how everybody keeps, it's difficult with small groups and when you're in a video game, but there you go. But you see how everybody kind of still, you're keeping that mindset of always watching each other's cover. Alright, so if you can take everything we learned and kind of just take it step by step, the main things you got to learn is communication together, watching where your teammates not, communicating what you're watching, where you're moving, covering each other as you move, once you set, and always go from cover to cover. And once you get an enemy, you can coordinate, you can break in teams, you can stay together, but make sure you keep that enemy suppressed, you're coordinating a way to eliminate the enemy, and you're watching each other's cover. So let's go grab some ammo and we'll take it to a mission. There, I'm going to fast travel. You want that on or off? You have to go into... Okay, that's under mission info. When you go back into HUD, you can turn everything on or off. And it's usually mission info, teammate. When you do markers, it automatically takes off teams. And you can turn all that stuff off. Everybody spawned on an initial spot. You guys spawned on me. Yeah, that's up to you guys. For beginning purposes, I would keep markers on and just turn the minimap off and keep everything else on. That way you can see what you guys are doing. And use the marks. So when you mark guys, you know it says 1, 2, 3, 4. Use the marks. Use the enemy marks, the pings, with the binoculars, marking, like if I'm marking here, everybody can see where I just marked. It should work. Normally works.
What I usually do is I turn basically everything off except for mission status, team status, and ammo count. Plus crosshairs if you're hard and snipe.
Alright, so everybody should be spawning on me. And there's fresh ammo here, and then I'll select a little mission for you guys to do. Should be in this region, yeah.
Actually, I gotta go do something, so I'll be on later, bro.
Okay, I gotta do something for 15 too, so I'm about to, we'll do one mission for you guys if you guys want to stay on, and then I'm gonna end the stream and we'll be back on later. We'll do some mission planning and some of that, so I can show you guys how to go in.
Yeah, I'll be on in a little bit.
We've got a possible location on the local Jones
Alright, make sure is
Sweep the house and get me an ID on this asshole.
Yep. You guys want to, I'll end the stream here, and then we'll come back on. We'll do another stream later where we can start showing how we're executing this stuff. But if you two want to go into a mission and practice this, go right ahead. Let me end this. And let me end this. We have the opening for whoever else is in the party wants to jump in. I'm ending broadcast. There'll be another one on later.